Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Okalen Research Channel. No video last week, sorry. Cut with work, and I need to check some legal status about my next video. I'm going to use copyright material, and I needed to check the legal framework allowing me to use copyright material with or without the author authorization. And so Google is clear on this and I can use it. So I can carry on my videos later with other material. That is very exciting. But for today, the title of this video is The More the Merrier. And you're going to be surprised with what we're going to go through this video. Something that we couldn't suspect originally, but since it's there on the map. Doesn't mean it's there for real, but it's there on the map. And that map, I will soon show you there's a second La Rochefoucauld map. There's another version of it that I found, but that's for later. So that good old map, La Rochefoucauld map that we now know by heart. I can pretty much draw it with my eyes closed now. In all the text, everything, so much we worked on it. And in our last video, we saw that those riddles here, graphical riddles, were a kind of comic book showing step by step what's going to happen to you if you go down the pit and you trigger the mechanism, and that you can flush it out using the right tide and the mechanism to finally, in Pierre here, hit whatever you got to hit at the bottom. And we're already amazed with the team when we discovered that. It was outstanding. It's an awesome piece of coding. And then I thought, well, if those drawings are right, the words or the letters BA mean, let's call it the treasure, whatever it is, the thing to reach at the bottom. Because here you see EN on top, underneath the oak tree. I think the N is the oak tree, and it triggered the mechanism. There's water, and again, you remember my last video. But it means that BA systematically means the thing you got to reach. B is the thing you got to reach. And when you reach it, which is shown in the Pierre, it becomes a P. So I checked the document, the overall map, and look for anywhere we got BA, could mean the expression of the treasure, or the letter P. And the letter P only is here in Aprenustria and is in Petit Voyage. But P, the way it's written, closer to Petit. There's also Ba here, the bateau here, and I don't know yet how to decode them, so I will concentrate on what we can decode. So again, I was looking for the BA structure and the P structure. The first BA structure you find is in the bark. And that's how it's given to you on the La Rochefoucauld map by default. I took the liberty to add a little dash here between the Q and the U to illustrate that what this is talking about what we know as the money pit on Oak Island. You've got whatever on top here, probably the hook or the pulley that was on the oak when they found it in 1780. And then underneath, you got your shaft made by the letter U and Q with at the bottom something. And then you've got your duct system and again the BA. So that represents, we think, the money pit, the original treasure location where people were looking for it. And this looks like a shaft, doesn't it? Vertical, you go down and that's your step. Could be, I don't know. So that's the first one, and that's confirmed. We know there is some hole in there and everybody's looking for something at the bottom of that hole. So that could be an illustration of the Oak Island pit. But wait a second. We got La Barque, but we got Le Bateau also. And Le Bateau is very rich in indication. So follow me, please. It starts with the bateau here. And the first thing I found on top is O. E-A-U means water in French. And we spell it exactly this way. So it's our first indication, we think, that this is dealing with something and water. And the next picture, I tried, and you will excuse my poor drawing with PowerPoint, I drew here the buoy. I think it's a buoy you can see. You can see it very well. That's, as a sailor myself, I sail, and that's the sign of a water buoy, or a spot where you would anchor your bark or your boat or your ship or your whatever you're using to travel on water. So that's the second indication we're dealing with something on water. The first indication third, sorry, is I can see Ian again. If you look at there, I can see the head, the body, the two legs, and his hand trying to hook something or open something at the bottom of the sea, probably. I can make that a kind of the buoy base where you would have your rope and you would go down. I don't know what that hole is. And you can also again find somebody swimming there in that picture with his head being the black dot. That's the two fins of somebody who would scuba dive. That's the hand, and maybe even the scuba dive made by the tuba, the breathing apparatus made by maybe. If you revert it, you can see a turtle. At the top, you get the head, and you've got the turtle shape there. So maybe it's a double indication that there's something to find at the bottom of the ocean. And if you look at the two letters there, it's a 3 and a 0. 3 and 0 could be 30 feet down. This picture is rich and could be interpreted many ways, but it seems there are several hints that guide us to a second location that is accessible by diving under the water and maybe finding a tunnel that would, at low tide, reach you to a dry place somewhere where another location would be. And it's peculiar because those two are the branches of that compass we don't really know how to use. And I think really the bark describes the money pit on Oak Island, and this describes another thing somewhere else, and probably under the water. So again, I started with finding BA things. BA on the bark sounds like and looks like the Oak Island, and this one does look like something under the sea. So it's very interesting, and we don't know where to find that entry at the bottom of the ocean at 10 feet deep and 30 feet deep. That's 10 meters. That's pretty deep. You need scuba diving apparatus to go that depth, and we don't know where it is either yet. So that's another interesting one, right? That's something we didn't expect and suspect. Everybody's concentrated on Oak Island, but the La Rochefoucauld map, and we don't know how true it is and how accurate it is, seems to mention there's another one somewhere else. And the P, so BA was an indication, but the P here was also. And when you reverse that piece of text, you find another time little Ian. I'll show you in a second. You find little Ian here between the two T's. I can see his body, his torso, one hand, and he's running, it seems. Another hand looking up, going upward. His head, he's got something on his head, a crown or I don't know what, scuba diving apparatus. He's got one leg that's on shore, and you can't see the other leg because it's probably still in the water. And here you got waves. That's definitely a wave pictogram. So this pictogram overall seems to indicate to reach that treasure, whatever it is, you have to go to an island or to a shore, and careful, you get waves. That's a surfing spot. I don't know if there's surfing spots in Mahoney Bay. And if you walk up the beach, there you are near the location of the treasure. But then the left picture is strange too, because on these feet, I can see a leg and a shoe there twice with the R's reversed between two O-shaped things. And I was thinking, okay, that doesn't make more sense. How about maybe it's a double riddle? The first riddle is Ian lands, maybe on the atterrissage, the landing zone. I don't know where that thing to land is. And his feet are there. So what I did a mirror and copy image. So here is little Ian here again, same place, but now I put his feet. And I had to mirror the image, otherwise the feet was going the wrong direction. And when I do that and I reassemble Ian, and what I did, I matched this, you see, the wave up there and the 6 at the bottom. I try to make them coincide like this. And what you get there, look at top. That looks like, you know, when you play PlayStation and you play those Assassin's Creed game and you get those little map of treasure, that looks like it. Go first on this piece of sand, maybe, and jump, or maybe it's a rock platform and you have to jump to the next one, and there you'll find what you want to find. And if you're on that island that Ian reached, it can maybe be obvious to have that shape in front of you. So that's how I interpret those riddles, right? Um, I think it's Ian there definitely, and he's coming on shore, and those are Ian's feet. So either this is under the water, and we can't see his torso because the camera took the picture from under the water, and we just see his feet. That's very probable. And you see two holes there. I'm not sure what it is. But there's also here Ian that's running on the beach, and when I over um, over impress them, I don't know if I'm right doing that. But what I see is some kind of a map. Is go there and jump there and whatever this is. Overall, there seem to be on the map several indication of several spots. How many? On this piece of sentence, that M that we know with the mare now, the M's are very suspicious, and especially when they look like three numbers. If I use this as a 3 again, I got 3 îles. 3 îles is 3 islands. So maybe that's an indication that, again, I've got the 3 islands around. And what I suspect or what I think or my hypothesis is that this map is constructed like this. Everything dealing with the location and what's to be found on the island is on Oak Island riddles. The whole document gives you on Oak Island the lines and the points to start with and find the entry, but then the rest, everything around this piece of island deals with Oak Island. That's my hypothesis. And then we got other clues for 3 other islands. Probably one here as I show with the picture, but I reckon in the text is hidden somewhere by shape, by sound word, by definition, by whatever, must be an indication on which island it is, and then it graphically shows you where to land and what to do once you landed. Island number 1. I reckon island number 2 clue is here, and that weird shape, I thought it was a shark. I haven't decoded yet. Bateau is there again, Bea, so maybe you get another treasure at BA there. Oh, water again. So I have not worked it out and cracked it. I believe the third island and the clues to get there, what it is and how to reach is on the atterrissage, and you got Ian stuck between the M and the L. Could be another landing zone or something. And that last piece of text, it's a clue about something else. Could be the clue about that underwater location. Could be a tunnel underwater that reach inside of a cave. I've seen that scuba diving. That's frequent in south of France. If you get a limestone rock, the water would then create cavities inside, and according to certain tides, you could reach those places and it would be dry inside. And 30 feet, everybody, any scuba diver can dive 60 feet, no problem. So 10 to 30 feet is accessible. Question is, where is it? Where are those 3 islands? And where is that entry point underwater? But it kind of it's interesting, isn't it? We always focus on Oak Island and the pit, but if you were to hide something, you might want to use several caches at several places. And maybe that's what this thing is telling us. But we can't conclude yet. It's just a hypothesis because I don't have any other backing clues of my hypothesis on decoding more. But each of them got a little graphic embedded. Each of them got Ian at the eye somewhere, and it's very interesting. We got systematic, and this one also. You see, Indian. The eye of Ian is there, and it's different from the eye of Travail. It's a different eye they drew. So interesting, isn't it? Voila. When the day we find the islands, we'll tell you, of course. But at the moment, we're just stuck because we can't. I think there's another layer of coding that's going to describe the island, but we haven't cracked it and touched it yet. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe you can help us finding the other islands and clue. Yeah, well, actually, one more thing. As I'm there, when you see Apple Island, this is Apple Island, right? And dot to dot proved it because one of the line that he drew really is matching this line here, no problem. That was the scale line, I think. And what is the U there? Isn't that a little EM? Isn't that a little boat that's anchored? You can see the dot of the anchor to the island, near the island. Anchor your boat there and do something. But that R of count is very strange. That's the only R that's like this. So there's some graphic there, but I can't crack it yet. But I believe that again is something, maybe Apple Island is one of the places to look for. Anyways, take care. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.